let's take a look at the starting grid and how they qualified after this morning. And Gagne goes 139.305.
Love seeing Jake back up front with Herrin and Beaubier. Hayden Gillum, that's another great story with the two Suzukis next to him, teammates Escalante and SDK. Ashton Yates, Bobby Fong, and Bryce. Thought Bobby might be a little bit further up front. Let's see if he finds something. Benjamin Smith, JD Beach, and Dion Campbell are going to roll out row 4. Flinders, Pinkstaff, and Waters. Then we have Lewis, Brian Pinkstaff, and Joe Giannato back there filling out the grid in row 6.
Revs are up when lights go off. Here we go. Turn number 1 awaits. And a good launch from the front row. But look at Herrin. He got out front, and Gagne gets shuffled back to 3rd right away. Oh, and Ryder's down.
There we go. That's what that first turn could do. Let's see. Is it kill him? I'm hoping this. Man, Hayden's been riding.
Looks like Ashton Yates.
It's Ashton. I'm sorry, I forgot. You see the start. There's Ashton just there in row 3. And I'm going to try to. He goes down the inside. Oh. Yeah, he fell. It looked like, I can't tell if it was JD or Gillum that he took kind of with him. Yeah, it's going to be Gillum. So Gillum's going to end up coming from kind of in the back of this field. It looked like Benjamin Smith and Ashton Yates.
They were in the middle of working on Cameron Beaubier's motorcycle like I haven't seen so far this season. And I said, you guys turning this thing upside down, kitchen sink? And they're like, yeah, for us this season, we've rolled this motorcycle off the trailer, and it's been the same until we got here.
When you have the confidence, Jamie, to get a bike off the line, as long as you're on that front row, pole position's nice, it's glamorous and all those kind of things. But Herrin gets tremendous starts on the Ducati. Here, Bobby Fong now has got onto the back of Sean Dillon Kelly as it looks like he's going to try to go up underneath that Suzuki, and he makes that pass stick. Does the 50 very early in the weekend, Greg. Bobby crashed super early down in the chicane area on one of the first few laps.
As Ducati has launched a brand new platform for the Panigale V4. But for the BMW M1000RR of Cameron Beaubier, this motorcycle is the same as it was last year, and that's why they had so much data, and it's what Jamie talks about. And by the way, that time by in our speed trap on the front straightaway, 160.4, the fastest top speed registered in this race by Cameron Beaubier in 2nd place.
Away bit by bit from the front of the bike to the back of the bike, and finally what they've landed on is it looks like something that Bobby is a lot happier with. If you go down the running order right now, Bobby's the only rider at the top who has been able to pick up any pace over qualifying, so this is going to be an improving session for him and something to work with for tomorrow.
And a nice aggressive pass on Escalante, which also tells us that Bobby Fong's got some confidence in the front end.
Bobby's already getting this planned. You're going to see right there, that's a distinct move where he just wants to close that distance, straight line that little bit of area a little bit more to where he's going to be able to get up the inside of Escalante. But look what's happened up at the front. Both these riders now in the low 41s. Looks like Gagne's not quite able to go with him. You can see that gap has increased back to 3rd, but Beaubier's done the hard work to get himself back up onto the rear tire of Herrin. Herrin has been on a roll, and when you come into the next track at Laguna Seca and you feel like you're kind of back on top, you've done a lot of work. Because Beaubier right now, though, has got a run as they go down into 13. He's going to try to make this pass.
So there goes Cameron Beaubier, and you can hear rear tires squealing under deceleration, and Beaubier takes over the spot.
As you see, again, it looked like he almost had the same problem there coming off that right-hand corner. That's what allowed Cam Beaubier to get a better drive, pull up alongside the number 1 plate of Herrin going down the hill.
Oh, man. Beaubier sideways on our live shot on the right-hand part of the screen. And Beaubier with a
look at Herrin. Look at this.
Look at the drive Herrin gets. Not quite there. As this battle starts to heat up with 3.5 laps to go in our first race of the weekend here at Ridge.
Let's see if he tries to stick it back down the inside. See Beaubier really closing that door off?
I did.
Yeah, really closed that door off.
And I also saw Herrin lose a little bit of the rear on the brakes. The rear kind of went a little bit sideways, and no! Herrin with a pass right there, but Beaubier times it perfectly. He's able to cut back underneath them and maintain the lead.
Yeah.
See, Beaubier knows that Herrin likes to take a tight line, so Beaubier's made the adjustment. Boy, the Ducati looks loose.
Well, it looks loose, but it looks good. Look at this. Having another go. He's going to make it this time, I think, Greg. It's going to be really close. They get down here into the bottom, and he's there. See, Cam knows he's there. Cam gave him a little bit of room. That is all the run of Josh Herrin out of turn 6. Now he's going to go into protect mode.
We got lap traffic up ahead. Could that play a factor?
Oh, and a little bit deep there.
It's okay, though, up there. It's so slow.
Right?
It really doesn't matter, but it's coming onto the front straightaway. It's going to make all the difference in the world. We'll see if that Tytler cycle BMW gets a good run. Herrin off the paint.
Skips the paint again. Keep that Ducati tight all the way through. He's going to go back around that paint again on the exit here, and he should hold Cameron Beaubier off.
Here we go to the drag race to the line as Josh Herrin behind the bubble and has enough to take the win. What a masterful performance once again. A tenth of a second. Jake Gagne comes across in third. Bobby Fong's got to be fourth, and Richie Escalante. What racecraft from Herrin. And now we see Sean Dillon Kelly on his Vision Wheel M4X Star Suzuki comes across in sixth place. I mean, what can you say after that race?
Wow.
I mean, that bike was loose, and he maximized exactly where the strength was for him and his Ducati on the racetrack to pull that win off.
All through here, that thing was so good, and it's going to be interesting when Jamie speaks to him to hear of the adjustments that he made throughout the course of the race, maybe what he learned following Cam, and it's really a vice versa, because Cam learned some stuff following Herrin as well. Both of these bikes are better in some areas than the other.
Finishing in 8th position. Hayden Gillen will, of course, be looking to salvage something tomorrow. And what about Max Flinders? I know there's a great British contingent watching, and now the honorary American finishing inside the top 10. A great 9th place for him, ahead of Danilo Lewis. Cameron Beaubier then takes his place in the podium celebrations, but the top step remains vacant, but only for a few seconds, as a representative from the Warhorse HSBK team will now take their place in the centre of the podium. And Steve, Roger, in a moment they'll be joined by this guy, the championship leader. It's another win for Josh Herrin. I enjoyed that. I'm sure you guys did too.
Yeah, great battle all the way through that race, and well-deserved race victory there for Josh Herrin, just in front of Cameron Beaubier, and then Jake Gagne up there as well. But Rog, what we were able to see there, it pretty whets the appetite for tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think all those guys are going to know that they need to improve a little bit going into tomorrow.
All right, let's take a look at the results, and you have Herrin, who has .194 margin of victory over Beaubier, and Gagne, good to see him back. He's in third place, 2.4 back.